What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Liberia, to the world. Once again, if this is your first time here, I do want to say thank you for returning. And again, for all of our returning subscribers, I want to say thank you for keeping it consistent, being here every time I post a new video. Now, today I want to talk about the cost of living in Liberia. So today, let's jump right into this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video, guys. First thing we're going to talk about when it comes to the cost of living in Liberia is housing, of course. Now, maybe you don't own a home, your family don't own anything here in Liberia, and you're looking to live here. Now, the first thing you're going to run into is housing, of course, right? You might either look at renting a house, not a guest house per se, but like an actual apartment. Now, if you, from my experience, I've seen, what I've seen in the market, if you're looking for a decent apartment that will have maybe be in an area that's conducive, closer to the city, or in an area with at least somewhat of a consistent electricity and running water and things like that, nice, clean environment, you'll be looking anywhere between $350 to $450 a month. So we'll put that right at about 400 US dollars a month. You'll be looking at a nice, comfortable apartment, maybe a 2 to 3 bedroom, sometimes a 2 bedroom, 2 to 3 bedroom, basically, with a kitchen, living room, and everything. One thing to note, I made a video the last time, is when you're moving here in Liberia, um, you're gonna have to furnish and put everything into your apartment, right? So that's another cost to you gotta factor in. You have to buy an AC unit, a fan if you're gonna use that. You're gonna have to buy a refrigerator, a stove. Imagine that. And you're gonna have to, of course, buy your couch, your window curtains, everything. You're gonna have to repaint the home. You're gonna have to either change the ceiling and stuff like that. And in most cases too, you may have to redo the bathroom. The second expense here is basically food, right? So let's say, for example, say yourself and a spouse and a child. Let's just say a small family of three. You'll be looking at about 10 US dollars every 2 days to buy food. So that's about 1,007, 1,008 Liberian dollars. You can go to a market, buy some fish, some food, and things like that. Cook enough food that lasts you a day and a half, 2 day at most. So at that rate, you'll be looking at about $40 a week for a family of three that you spend on buying things in the market to cook. And then also you'll be looking at getting water, right? Water is probably a little bit more. It's hot out here, so people drink often. So you'll be looking at about $50 a month on water, and that is, I'm not talking about water for bathing and things like that. That's also a different expense. This water will be just bottled water, really, because the water coming in your home, you can't drink that water. It's coming from a reservoir, or water and sewer, um, water and sewer, which I don't know, basically not safe for drinking. So you'll be looking at buying, let's say, a pack of 12 bottled water, which is, let's say, I think it's 24 or 12. Either, I think it's 12 and 12, 24. So you're looking at $5 for a 24. And that 2 pack of water will last you probably 2 days or so. You're looking at about 30 days in the month. You'll be buying 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So about between, let's say, $30 to $50 US dollars a month you'll be using to buy just water for drinking. And a separate amount, probably also $30 or so a month, between $20 and $30 a month for water in your reservoir to bathe and wash and for the bathroom and things like that. That's an expense that you spend. Now the next expense here is also very important for most of you coming down, is connectivity. That will include phone, electricity, internet, and things like that, right? So for phone credit, probably looking about $15 or so a month just for credit to talk. If you're somebody who is well connected, you talk to people a lot on the phone and things like that, you'll be looking at that amount between 30 between, let's no, not 30, between $15 to $20 US dollar a month for talking credit. I know that's a lot, but that's if you talk a lot to all different networks, right? And then you also be looking at about $60 a month for phone data. Now, again, this is pretty, it's up there. So I'm just kind of ranging it for those who are coming down. We're used to having unlimited data up there. If you're from Europe, America, Asia, and things like that, we keep our data on all day. We browse whatever we want to browse without worrying about data. Over here, when you do that, you're going to spend a lot, right? For me, I find myself buying $10 scratch card, $10 worth of data that I spend about a week or so, right? So if you're looking at a month, you're looking between $40 to $60. I'll put that at $60 a month for just your phone or data, because you want to be connected. You want to be connected to the internet. You maybe have families. You're a business person. You're always on internet and things like that. Calling on WhatsApp and different messenger and different applications. That's the amount that you'll be looking at. Now, when we talk about home internet, now this is pretty ridiculous. Also, the home internet is going to cost anywhere from let's just say $100 to $150, right? I'll put that around about $150 US dollars a month for internet. Now, this will give you reliable, fast internet that's on all the time. You can connect multiple devices, TV, watch Netflix. You can have a computer, your phone, everything connected at a fast speed. Mostly over 5G, depending on what part of the city you are. That can get you that. So, because again, I find myself spending about $75 every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how I use the data, and then refilling it again to last me another 2 to 3 weeks. So that puts you right about $100 to $150 on data, especially for those of you who are coming here again. You want to be connected. Some people are working here, they transfer the job, they're working from home and things like that. You can get a fast, reliable internet box that you can use, and fast, reliable internet box that you can use, and you have that connectivity and you have no issue at all connecting. Now, the next form here is transportation, right? So transportation, if you already own a car here in Liberia, then you don't have to worry about renting a car. If you do not, you'll be looking at right about, let's say, between $800 to $1,000 a month on car rental, right? And most of the car rental services would do $50 or so per day, and that's not 5 days out of the week. That's 7 days out of the week. That's a lot of money. Probably what, 350 or so, and you multiply that times 4. Some of the time when you're taking it for that long, they may do, let's say, $40 or even sometimes $30 a day that you can rent for a month. That's going to run you anywhere from, again, $800 to $1,000 a month. And typically, you're going to want a vehicle that can take you multiple places. So, like a SUV and not a small car. Maybe take you out of town if you want to visit other part of the city. So that's actually going to cost you a little bit more money. So there's that. Now, also, if you do own a car and you come down, you already own a car, or somebody gave you a car to use for your entire time here. Maybe you're going to live here. If you're living here, you probably already own a car. If you're moving here to live, you probably own a car. But if you're moving here, let's say to test the waters, to see how, maybe a couple months, 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, then you may or may not own a car. Most likely you do, but if you don't, that's gonna how much it'll run you. If you do own a car, then you still gotta worry about the gas expenses, which is ridiculous also, right? Gas here costs pretty much $5 per gallon. Imagine that in a country where people make $150 a month for salary, right? On the average job will get you that amount. So imagine paying $5 per gallon for gas. Now, in most places, it's between $4 and $5. So let's say $4.50 on average. If you start to get out of the city a little more, I've seen gas between $8 to $9 per gallon. So that's crazy. So that's the expense you have to do it. So even if you're in the city, for transportation, you'd be looking at about 200 US dollar a month on gas. And if you're like me, who you're here, you're not just sitting down, you're traveling around, you're driving places, you have business to do, you have people to meet, you have weekend nightlife and things like that. Plan on spending about 200 US dollars a month on just gas alone, right? And also, again, add $50 there for car maintenance. Here in Liberia, man, your car really has its work cut out for it. A car goes through the ringer. From the roads to the suspension to this and that, there's always within a month, there's one or two things going to happen to your vehicle that you may need to take it down and to get it looked at or fix or replace or something like that. So, right, you put about $50 aside for any kind of those expenses. The next one here is leisure. If you're here, you're living here, you're looking to go places, maybe you sit at the beach, grab a nice cocktail when you're out there, go to little festivals and things like that, go to the art show, visit different places, just, leisure time. I'll put that about $150 for maybe yourself and a small family. Again, this is just a couple plus maybe a child or just a couple, or even just yourself. You're looking at about $150 a month in that. Again, this is something that you can go up or down depending on you as a person. You can eliminate this totally out of the expenses, or you can bring all the way down if you're somebody who's a homebody. You're probably just going to chill home a lot, or you have places to go. You can also find places that doesn't cost money to go to. It's pretty rare, but you can, depending on the day of the week. But you can cut that amount. But on average, that's what that's going to sit, right? Nightlife. Again, if you depending on your age, if you're coming here, you're younger. Nightlife in Liberia, though, it doesn't really matter how old you are. You go to outings and things like that. You see people ranging from 18 to 65, 70 years old, right? So that's kind of how it is. It's woven within the fabric of the society. It's pretty common to see a lot of older folks out there at entertainment spot if you're that kind of person. If you're not that person also, though, you definitely can eliminate that out of the budget, but you will have to at least go out a few times. You're in Liberia. The city is a nightlife city, Monrovia, I should say. So if you're out here, you're paying about $150 a month. So if you're going out maybe every other weekend, depending on, like I said, you're taking yourself out, your spouse, or, a few friends or whatever it is, you spend about $30 to $40 per night. And, parties here every night. So basically, you probably go out twice a week, and that's the amount you'll be looking at spending per month. Now let's jump down to health, medication, hospital, and things like that. If you're somebody who on average gets sick a couple times, you may for medication, you may want to be checked out at the hospital and things like that. I'll put that, I said $75 per month, but no, but that includes if you have insurance, health insurance and things like that, right? So you're paying your health insurance. They do have a few health insurance companies out here. So if you're paying your health insurance, maybe you're getting a few other medication, things like that, just first aid stuff, up to $75 a month. I'll bring that amount a lot lower though, but let's just push it for like a small family, right? That's the amount that I'll plan for. Now, the next thing here is essentials. So if you're looking to get little things for the home, right? Let's say soap, toothpaste, tissues, bath towels, just little things here and there. You want to get a candle, just your everyday essentials that you may want to buy for the home. I'll put that about $50 a month. In that way, yourself or two people or a couple and a child and things like that, that should be enough amount to go for the month. Now let's go down to religion. Liberia is it's a religious country. If you're Christian or Muslim, the Christianity, you got to pay tithes, offering, and things like that. If you're somebody who go to church a lot in Liberia, though, offering, most people put about $200, $300 liberty, which is about $1.75 to $2. But most people who are coming down from the diaspora, we're used to putting maybe $20, $25 in offering, Over here, you may drop that down to $10 or so. That's a good amount, I think, depending on how much you're making or how much you bring. $10 or so per Sunday to put in an offering basket. That'll put you about $40 a month. Or if you put even less, but you pay tithes or you do other contribution in church and things like that, that'll put you uh, about $40 a month. Let's go to education, daycare, child care. Over here, though, to get a, when it comes to child care, it gets a little more expensive, of course, because, our children are our prized possession, right? It's our jewels, it's our little eggs. So we want to make sure they're at the right place. And these businesses or these child care company knows that, right? So they position themselves where they make themselves, or at least they create a business model where it's safe, secure, nice environment. In that case, they're targeting people then like yourself, expats, diaspora, Liberians who are moving back and things like that, or well-off Liberians living here in Liberia.